Hello, ghouls and ghosties.
Welcome to Friday.
Yes, happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to the second channel, or the Ookie Spooky Kooky channel, or the personal channel, whatever you want to label it as. So today we have a very, very exciting video for you guys, and today, as you saw in the thumbnail and the title, we have the updated home tour of our new house that we got back in January.
Moving in the winter was definitely a feat, but we did it.
Yeah.
We lived.
So we posted a part one or a first home tour on the first channel, or the reselling thrifting channel, about 4.5 months ago. I would say maybe 4 to 4.5 months ago.
About a month and a half after we moved in.
And
when we had things kind of settled, but nothing was as nice as just now, I will say.
And I'm gonna link that below, because I would say if you have not seen that, say you are someone that only watches this channel, or you just happen to miss it somehow, probably go watch that first. And there's a story time in the beginning of it. You can skip it. That's a good 10 to 12 minutes. Just skip forward to the tour and watch the tour, because we talk about our goals for what we're gonna do for the rooms. We kind of showed just the bare bones of everything. And it really, if you watch that, you'd really get an idea of the progress that you're about to see in a minute here.
It will be a very nice, a very satisfying before and after.
Yes.
I will say.
So we have been in this house now for about 5 months and 5 days, basically, is how long we've been here when you're seeing this. It hasn't been super, super long, and I would say that we have made pretty good progress. We've already accomplished a lot of our goals. We do still have some other small things to do here and there. We haven't got our gutters. We haven't got rid of the scallop trim in the office yet.
Yeah, that's later down the road. It's not going to kill anybody. It's not going to do anything. I personally don't really notice it that much. I don't think anybody else does. I haven't heard any complaints.
No, but it's also only been, like I said, 5 months.
5 months,
so
exactly.
That's why. But there have been a lot of changes and improvements around here. Not only cosmetic and setting up rooms, but also actual improvements like fixing doorknobs and fixing outlets and stuff like that. So we're going to go through all that. And if you're interested, that's going to happen right now. We were just starting our tour, and we found out that Mother Nature is trying to be part of the tour. Ba-doo, 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 ba-doo. Welcome everyone to the first stop in our house tour. I'm sure we just said it in the intro, but we are going to lay this house tour out just like last time, on the same path as last time. So we are starting with our garage. And our garage probably will look just as messy as it was before, but the layout is much more different than it was before. Things are a little bit more organized, but of course, since summer is kind of just starting, it's not perfect yet. But we still have a bunch of Halloween decor up here, if you can see, if my lovely camera assistant will help you guys see. We haven't really used that back shelf yet that much, just because we don't have a ton yet. And then there's some stuff over here, but it's just miscellaneous on these shelves. We still have both our cars in the garage, but actually one is different from last time. So we've switched sides. This is Ryan's and this is mine. We switched sides because I, as you might know, have a new car because I was hit by a school bus. That's its own story time. I assume a lot of you know it, but some of you might not. But yeah, I was hit by a school bus in my last car, so I have a new one that needs to charge. And so I go on this side so it can charge. But otherwise, the garage is basically the same. We've just added some more of our stuff. Ryan's parents gave us a lawnmower and a snowblower and a ladder.
A really decrepit, awful ladder.
Ryan just got a bike.
I bought a bike. I was just going to say, back behind Jack is my $15 little Facebook Marketplace gem. It's a brown Schwinn bike from the 80s. I need to get the tires redone.
Yeah.
But it's perfect.
But otherwise, we still need to get rid of our closet doors. We keep some shoes, a lot of the shoes, especially with Puppy, which you'll see in a little will. But we have to keep a lot of shoes out so they don't get chewed. And now we have garbage containers. I don't even know if we had garbage containers back then. So let's move inside. We are now in the kitchen, and just a side note, just like last time, we're actually both gonna cover the same room. So Ryan will step in a couple rooms, but I will do the kitchen. Not much has changed in the kitchen, so we're not gonna spend too much time in here. We still got our lovely Bosch dishwasher that's running great. We still have our lovely Samsung stove that's running great. Everything's going great. Even our Best Buy fridge is still going great. Still got the beautiful scratch that was able to get us $2,000 off the price. One very noticeable difference, I will say though, actually there's a couple. I myself replaced our faucet head. A wonderful viewer from the main channel actually sent us this, but I installed it and we love it because it not only rotates, but you can pull off the end as like a sprayer too. I did replace the garbage disposal as well. Another wonderful viewer sent us that. It was on our Amazon wish list, so that was great. We saved all the money hiring someone to install it because I was able to do that. And then the other noticeable thing is all of the knobs on the cupboards I installed myself. Another fantastic viewer sent us those, and she was like, your kitchen made me cringe because you had no knobs. And it was pretty rough for us too. So I think it looks great. If you will notice, basically everything in our kitchen is this like matte black. Or there is just a lot of black in general. They just go perfectly. Still have the coffee corner over here, which is one of my little spooky oasi during the year. We've got some Joanna Parker decor over here. We've got our skull candy jar. We did get this really big Google who helps us watch YouTube videos while we cook or sometimes shows us recipes. Over here we have some other kind of spooky stuff that keeps our fruits and vegetables and our tools for cooking. Otherwise, yeah, we just got the usual kitchen stuff in all these cupboards, nothing too exciting. So let's move on to the dining room. Obviously, right away, there's a very noticeable difference. Ryan is still in the mirror because we still have that mirror up.
Hello! We have a table.
So we have a bar height table with stools. If you have watched so long that you knew our apartment down in Iowa like 3-4 years ago, you'll remember this table. We did have that down there, but we don't obviously right now have room in here for like a full-size like entertainment dining table. So for now we're keeping it at this. We could change it up at some point because it's kind of annoying to have stools with no backs to them. So it's possible we could swap this out, but we will never have like a full 10-12 people table. There's just not the room for it. But otherwise back here, we've basically got all the same stuff, except of course, we got a puppy now. So there is a kennel that he spends the time in when we go on errands. And then we got the amazing, infamous Home Goods strawberry plant stand that I'm obsessed with, along with some new plants, some of the same plants. All kinds of fun stuff. I also have gotten some new mid-century modern decor that you guys have not seen, like this really fun coffee pot. I even found like the ad online that showed like, get the new coffee maker, and it had this exact one. And it was from like 1968 or something. But otherwise, a couple accents of Joanna Parker in here. Oh, no. Look above for the answers. So we also got this amazing light fixture that I'm obsessed with. It actually can rotate and be a flat UFO look, or it can be up and down, kind of like a, I don't know, like a starburst almost. But we really like this in-between where they're all tilted like halfway. It almost looks like a ceiling fan, but it's not a fan. We also installed this ourselves, and this is actually from Amazon. Some of this stuff, if I can find Amazon links, because we do have some things from Amazon, I will link them below, like this. It was still quite expensive, like it was the price of a light fixture at Home Depot or something, but I just loved it so much that I didn't care. And it wasn't like overly expensive, but I'm obsessed with it. We used to have a ceiling fan, if you remember. It was awful, a light was burnt out, it was also like Westinghouse, it was like bad. So this is much better. The puppies have entered the house and they're gonna lead us, well I guess they're not gonna, but we're all gonna move into the living room where Ryan is gonna take it over.
Funny fun y'all here. I am obsessed with how this room turned out. I think like this is the one that we didn't need to do too much like cosmetic-y stuff to it. It's just like where furniture goes and stuff. So as you can see, we have these lovely, beautiful bookcases that were gifted to us by two wonderful, very nice human beings on the internet that purchased these for us, and I absolutely love them. And if you watch the first video, when my little like puny stack of books, this is most of them. This is not all. There are still some in the garage. I have many a book. And then Jack and I have just kind of like over the course of the past couple of months just like accumulated some stuff and redug some stuff out of stuff that we had like in storage and stuff that we had packed away, and we've just kind of built this wonderful little trinkety bookshelf, and I love it so much. I have a couple of plants and the little spooky accents. Of course. Oh, I'm obsessed with this.
Once Ryan's done covering the living room, I'm gonna step in and give some like details on a couple of these things.
Yes.
But
she has not moved. She has been the same since day one. My beautiful little 1960s record cabinet. It's my favorite thing in this living room. It's so sweet. I love it so much. We've actually like filled it full of stuff. So we have some like board games and stuff for when people come over, and we have like the Spam Yahtzee that Debbie gave me, which I think is absolutely hysterical. And then we do have some records on the other side.
Well, we both have records from from when we were younger, but then I've also been collecting some spooky records for some of my favorite songs and some fun vintage ones. We also have this group called the Graveyard Club that we both like, so we got their latest record.
We are starting to, like, thankfully accumulate our little vintage record collection, and then we got a record player, which this was a Ben's find, and I think, like, in terms of things that I said that I wanted for this house, like, this literally was it. I wanted a plain black Crosley old top record player to put on top of this thing, and lo and behold, I found one, and it was $2. All I have to do is find the cord for it, which is the easiest thing in the entire world, and I have like a $10 record player. And oh, it makes me so happy. The thing that I'm sitting on is also a wonderful new little addition. Jack actually found this chair one day. He found this at a Savers, sent me a picture, and was like, what do you think of this? And I immediately was like, perfect. It's so soft. It's so comfortable. I love that it has these like 70s, a little kind of like folk arty looking carved pieces. My grandmother also had chairs that looked very similar to this, so I love this kind of like family homage. And then it has this really pretty rattan woven kind of a detail on it. It's so nice. And it fits perfectly in this little corner with a nice little Missoni pillow on it that Jack gave me from like forever ago. You may remember this little setup. This has really not changed a whole lot since we moved in. We still have our wonderful crate and barrel end tables that we are so obsessed with, but the stunner of it all is the beautiful new lampshade that we found for this lamp. It just looks so much better. It just fits the vibe so much, and the light isn't dark anymore. It's super nice, and it conveniently matches our wonderful curtains that we also didn't have last time that you saw us, which are on this beautiful curtain rod that we got at Target, and it's adorable, and it just ties everything so nicely together. Yes. And it looks great.
We still have the hints of green in almost everything in this room. Like the curtains, I don't know if you can tell the color, but they're green. We have a frame that's green, and actually even our little Google Assistant in this room is green.
She's seafoam. Yeah. She's a seafoam Google, which is wonderful. Pardon any barking. Will's deciding to have his little moment.
William!
Will! Thank you. And in the center of the room, next to the couch that we have had for a while that we still very much love and enjoy, is this beautiful coffee table that somebody was kind enough to purchase for us from our Amazon wish list. It's phenomenal. I love this coffee table so much. We use it all the time. Jack does a ton of work out here. And then like when I go to bed at 10:30 for teaching, he comes down here and just like gets some work done, and him and Mike share a little apple. It's nice. And my favorite thing about it is that it does this. And look at that. We don't have anything in here yet, so like, thankfully we do have a little bit of open storage, but it's this wonderful little desk, which come and watch a little TV, have a little drinky poo, like get some work done. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. And I am a big fresh flowers person, so I definitely wanted something in here to just like liven it up a little bit, and I love a mum. Welcome to our overly large, massive TV. This TV is huge, and I think the last time it was on the floor, so you really couldn't see like how big of a TV this actually is, but literally everybody that comes into our house, the first thing they say is, oh my gosh, it's a huge TV. And it's on this wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, mid-century modern-esque TV stand. It has like the little rattan kind of like paneling that matches the chair or kind of like complements it. We have some really fun little decor pieces over here.
We showed a picture of it in the first tour, and this is the exact one that we showed. We did buy it, and we put it all together, and it's just as great as we hoped and imagined.
It was kind of a pain in the butt to put together because it is like so big, and it was heavy. But it's a perfect size for this TV, and it looks amazing here. These are vintage like TV trays, and I love that they come in this little like on-the-go little stand thing, but it's the 4 seasons. So we have fall on the one side, and then spring and summer, and the other ones.
From the trade show.
Super cute.
Which
yes.
If you missed the trade show video, that was the last one that went up, but I will link it below.
Yes, so that's super fun. And then we have the other little cauldron in the corner as like the final little spooky element. Yeah, I don't think there's anything new. Light fixture has stayed the same. This little bench I just threw over there. It's nothing like crazy. I got it unique. It's just like a nice little, people can kind of put their shoes on and that kind of stuff.
We put a wreath up, and we put Ryan's glass up, which you also saw last week.
So this is my favorite thing in this entire room, like by far. We got it at the trade show. I love that thing. It's kind of heavy. And then Jack very graciously put it up for me because I would have broken the house, and it just looks amazing.
Before we move on, I just wanted to point out like some specific stuff on the bookshelves. We have a pretty like 50-50 mix of like the two of us on here. We have like sections of my books and sections of Ryan's. Ryan has a bunch of art books. Like this is a photography book. There's art now, there's some like old newspaper, and there's art deco books. Over here are some other like almost like specific artist books. There's a pop art book. We also have some fashion books, like you can see a Versace book down here. A lot of the stuff on here is just like really great thrift finds or some stuff that's just really meaningful to us. This is an anthropology vase that we just recently got at Goodwill. This is a West Elm little wooden like puzzle that was also from Goodwill. We have some Target things up here and Home Goods. It kind of gives that like mid-century modern, bubbly, funky shape little situation. I don't know my words for stuff like that. Otherwise, I have some Halloween books up here. We even have some like vintage books. This is a book from the 70s or late 60s, and it says Inside Today's Homes. So that's like what we use as inspiration for our modern house, even though it's modern homes of the 70s. I also have this vintage Shrieks and Creeks game from a thrift store. Super rare, and they're worth like $100, but you're not getting that out of my hands. And then this is a really meaningful little P.O. box from Ryan's late grandfather that is so cute, and we really wanted to like highlight it somewhere, so it was perfect here. Last, before we move on, I just wanted to highlight these two scarves. You might have been wondering like, what are those? I know we brought it up in the first tour, and we've had this idea, or at least I've had this idea for like years, that this is something I've wanted to do, is frame like luxury scarves, because of course with our jobs we come in contact with some good deals on some every once in a while. So we had collected a couple, and I was like, well, what do we do with them? Like, I wouldn't wear one, I wouldn't tie one around my bag or something, so why not frame it? Like, I've heard of people framing maybe packaging or bags from like bougie stores, but I haven't really heard too much. Now I have, now that I did some Googling, but I hadn't heard too much of people doing it with the scarves. I literally think like luxury scarves a lot of times, or even non-luxury ones, are like pieces of art. I just love to frame them and highlight them. I even have a spooky scarf framed in my office, which you'll see in a second. I just love this concept. My aunt even said like, oh my gosh, that's such a good idea. I'm gonna do that too. I think these turned out perfect. We framed these ourselves. We did not hire anyone. I know this one looks a little off, but it's because of the way that they print in batik. But otherwise, like, we framed both these ourselves, and I think that they turned out great.
And welcome to the basement, which I think is going to be one of the rooms that looks the most different from the first time you saw it. So we haven't really done anything to like the main space in terms of like painting or something. We could maybe in the future, but like as of now, it's perfect. As you can tell, we did put in the bar, our wonderful, beautiful bar, which was from Amazon. That one Jack should link below, because this is a really good bar. It's super nice.
And it was a great price, because bars can be so freaking expensive.
We were trying to find one on Facebook Marketplace for the longest time, and we had a couple of potentials, but they just get snatched up so quickly, and the newer ones are really not this nice looking and really expensive. So we found this lovely, lovely, lovely little one, and we have all of these amazing little mid-century modern accents everywhere, because it is kind of fun to come down here like play bartender. We have some nice little like Minnesotan things, some little mid-century things, some spooky things. We have a TV that we are planning on turning into like our fun little like virtual like cocktail menu kind of a situation, which will be really fun. And then this, if you remember, all the way from back in the day, this was our ladder shelf that we had in our apartment from forever ago. And we took off the bottom part, and now it's this wonderful little bar cart.
And as you can see, we have a number of very atomic mid-century. That's kind of the theme of this bar area. We've got this spell out napkin holder. We have two mid-century modern ice buckets. Actually, I have purchased some like atomic mid-century Halloween decorations that I'm going to put up. This was just a fun card from Trader Joe's that looks very like atomic with the stars, the star detail to them. We also even actually have some art that is going to go up that is very atomic mid-century style too.
Eclectic.
Yes.
It's very eclectic. We have all of our nice little like wines and things displayed down here, and it is really nice that like when we finally have people over, which is happening this month, we can like come downstairs and let's go out of the heat and have a cocktail and just kind of like chill. Again, nice little wonderful home accents with our fun little tequila bottle that still very much smells like tequila.
It was from Goodwill. And we even have collected some books that either have to do with like a cocktail party, or these are some 50s and 60s books about like old like styles of the 60s and old cars from the 60s. It just fits the whole vibe.
It is really fun. Okay, so I think the biggest change in this room is my personal favorite is this wonderful couch. My parents actually bought us this as their like, congrats, use your like first big boy house. So they bought us this wonderful couch. We found it on Wayfair and it was on sale. It's amazing. It's the most comfortable thing ever. It's definitely stain proof. We've had friends over a couple of times and I've spilled. And you can't tell. It's amazing. It's so comfortable. It's big. It's plush. The chaises are amazing. When we come down here and have like movie nights, the dogs just kind of like chill out and vibe. And then we have these wonderful little blankets that we've kind of collected from wherever.
We both love like a chase. So the fact that this one had two ends of it was just like...
It's perfect.
Perfect. We're both over 6 feet tall, so it's
hopefully,
really
like,
nice.
In the house, you can tell like how tall we are, just to give everybody some proportion. This little table over here that I have kind of like tucked away is super meaningful. It was a school desk that I got from my grandfather's basement. He was a woodworker. And so when he passed away, I was like, I'm gonna take that, and I turned it into this little coffee table. Then this lamp is from Melinda and Jason, two of our very wonderful friends. Thank you guys. And the goal for this wall is to get all this stuff like put up. It's going to be, I keep describing it as like a 1950s, like Minnesota up north kind of a vibe. So like retro, kitschy, but like water sports kind of a situation, and like things like this, like the little local kind of a vibe.
If you watch the trade show video, we were thinking of getting water skis. That would be part of this downstairs display. We think we maybe would put them over the TV, possibly over here.
Cute. Get like a cute little vintage water ski kind of a situation. This rug is also one of my absolute favorite things I've ever thrifted. I have two of them actually, and I feel like I probably need to part with the other one just because this one is my absolute favorite, and they're beautiful and like they need to be used. So I will probably pass the other one along, but the colors just fit so well down here. And this is like the most durable fabric ever. It's vintage. I have no idea where it's from or what it is, but it's like the best thing in the world to clean. And then, as we mosey on
into
over,
the area that hasn't really changed.
Yeah, so this is like the needs most improvement, and they're very minor improvements. So we have like the bar situation over here. What we're gonna do is find something that can go in here that's not like a shower curtain. When we moved in, they had literally like a shower curtain rod and like a dorm curtain. It was really ugly. So we'll probably find some kind of cute like scrim or some kind of something to put in here to kind of just like designate this space off a little bit. It's all just storage. So like when Jack has stuff that he takes to the consignment store, usually it's in this closet space because it is nice to have everything hung up, but like we don't really have to put it in one of the closets that somebody's gonna use. Now that we have Puppy, we definitely needed to get something to kind of like block the crawl space off, which I will say, last time we talked about getting one of those like PE scooters, and somebody actually bought us one. So we have the PE scooter that our realtor suggested, and so we can scooter around in the crawl space. It is absolutely brimming with stuff right now because all my classroom stuff is in there. We have stuff kind of just everywhere. And then over in this little corner, we will have some kind of like bar height table with some kind of like, I would love to put like a beer sign right here. I think that'd be really fun, like a neon beer sign or like a dartboard. Something fun. But
it'll be a small one, but
like
just
seating.
something to give more seats where people don't have to drink a drink on the couch.
Yeah, exactly. Or like if we're entertaining down here, people could like have more than one spot to like set a drink down. Yep. A little bit more horizontal space.
So let's move to the downstairs bathroom, all the way on the other side. Welcome to the very, very improved downstairs bathroom. So if you remember the first home tour, this bathroom was kind of ooky spooky scary. And I think, especially with its fresh paint job, it is not so much anymore. We've also picked a theme. We've ripped out some wood. So if you haven't seen the old tour, you probably should go watch that because like it's night and day. But what we did in here is we painted the walls this beautiful evergreen. It's called like green vine or something. I think it's a bear paint. We also got this really nice green glass with gold detailing shelf. There used to be a nasty old raw wood shelf here. So much better. We have a super nice candle that's like the perfect smell for a bathroom in a green jar. We also put my shell to use, which we maybe had in here last time. We have other green glass accents. As you can probably tell, like we still have some more plans in here. We would like to add some more shelving. There might be some shelving over here. There was some nasty old wooden shelf here, if you remember. That's gone. We burned it in a fire. So then we have like a gold garbage can. It's all very gold and green. And it's been super nice to find all these things like that go super well with each other. Even the toilet paper holder is like gold, which we replaced that too. Almost everything in here is replaced or swapped. The light bulbs were swapped. This beautiful, amazing mirror light also swapped. This is totally different. So hopefully you guys saw the original one and can tell the difference. We got a nice shower curtain on a gold rod. Just gotta get like a little light to put up in there. But otherwise, this bathroom is not a scary, uncomfortable place anymore. Like this is almost a nice bathroom, which is great.
And before we go upstairs, let us come into the laundry room. I think the two biggest changes are conveniently our wonderful little washer and dryer. We got these at the Best Buy outlet, and if you remember the debacle that we got ourselves into when we first bought the house and we had to get a new appliance, we bought the wrong kind. We have gas appliances, and we only bought electric, which is wonderful. But they are all here, and they work wonderfully, and we have been loving having our own washer and dryer. It's so nice, especially when we have stuff from the bins that we need to take home and like work on, and we don't need to like worry about using all Debbie's water. We have this wonderful little shelf back over here that just has some kind of like bits and bobs. We had some good deals on some light bulbs, so we have some extra ones of those. This cabinet is just tools. Furnace room is still the furnace room. It's still full of furnacey things and extra pop and stuff like that. And then we have our little like laundry stain station back over here, a little basket of tools, some like just house equipment, you know, like vacuum, steam mop, broom. This is the catch-all. This is the dirty room.
And I will say we love our washer and dryer. They're both smart. So we know on our phone if they're done running or if they need something added or if the door's like open or something. And I will say, though they're the complete opposite color, they're the exact same model, just in a different color. And I am obsessed.
I love the black and
with
white.
a black and white little situation. I know a lot of people are so into like every appliance in my house needs to match and whatever.
None of ours match.
This is what I love. I love the like kitschy, slightly almost like Art Deco pop arty, just to have like a campy little washer dryer.
In the future, I don't know. We may fix this room up a little bit. We might not.
Yeah.
It's a laundry room. You know, like it doesn't need to be magazine worthy because that's the rest of the house's job.
All right, ghouls and ghosties. So this is the room that I'm definitely like most excited to talk about, and I think you can see why. So when you saw this room before, I think it was like the bare bones of what it is now. Like we had the computer, we had the desk, we maybe had the chair, maybe not. Right, my cameraman. I'm hearing from the producers that we did not. We had like the mirror. It was just very not much of it, but it is coming together really well. So on the walls, I have this, which I know I showed you guys when we visited Melinda in Texas, going to the Bat Bridge. The Congress Avenue Bridge was like life-changing for me. It was amazing. And so right when I got home, purchased it. I also framed everything in this house, actually. We framed ourselves, which I'm like really proud of because like I feel like not good at stuff like that and getting stuff super even, but I think a lot of our frame jobs have turned out really well. Otherwise, on this wall, we've got some vintage Halloween, what is it, Beastle? I believe the brand is. Beastle style Halloween wall cardboard cutout situations. Same with this one up here, and this one actually behind it, it is a lace like tablecloth that I found at Goodwill that I lined up perfectly and then put the cardboard graphic on the center. This one is all vintage Halloween invitations. If you haven't heard the whole thing with Halloween invitations from like the 60s, they were a huge thing. There were all kinds of prints. They're extremely valuable and super rare now. So I have been hunting out a ton of them. I even have more than these that I just haven't hung yet, but I love how that turned out as well. The art is just so pretty and the saturation of the colors. Otherwise, I just recently added these bats here. I've had that idea this whole time too. I just recently got to it. Behind me, we have all of kind of like the supplies for our job. So it's like tape, label printer, all that fun stuff. I even use some of my spooky stuff for that. Like our lint roll holder is a napkin holder that has a skull. And then our extra tape, packing tape holder is my star cauldron from last year. Vintage ghost basket for thank you cards. So I've just kind of like infused spooky stuff into just things I need anyways, and I love it. On this wall, first off, behind the door, we have the Halloween scarf that I was talking about, and then another vintage Halloween card in there. Super freaking cute. This bookshelf was sent to us by a very lovely, kind viewer, and it's a perfect black color for this room. It's very basic, but it gets exactly the job done that I wanted it to do. As you can tell, I do like Pokemon along with Halloween, so I have a lot of ghost-type Pokemon and spooky Pokemon that are my favorites, and I keep them in here. I have King Boo from Mario. Otherwise, I like Animal Crossing, all that stuff. This is my office, so it's kind of my room where I can, like, do what I want, since, like, Ryan, I said this before, but since Ryan has his classroom that he can like put whatever he wants there. This is like my version of that. Then we have this really cute black vase with the little branchies coming out of it with lights all over it. Love that. And then I don't know, maybe 6-7 months ago got this stunning coffin bookshelf. It's just made of wood. Somebody on Marketplace actually like makes them or made them. I haven't been able to find them again. And he made this one and he listed it for like $50. And I was like, I have never agreed to buy something so quick. I was like, give it to me. Besides the shelf though, on the shelf is a bunch of vintage Halloween pieces that I've collected over time. My goal for this room was not only to have it embody its name, which is the Bat Cave, so have bat accents all over the place, but I've also always wanted kind of what I consider like a Halloween museum feel to it, which means having vintage pieces with like the classic style art, classic colors. So I got some vintage noisemakers, vintage like cup and napkin. I have a viewer once made and sent this like Russian doll to me. It's me as a zombie with Mike and then some spooky Russian dolls. I've got a vintage noisemaker and just some other vintage pieces. On top there's like this vintage tree that I just recently found with just the coolest little art styles to it. And then of course one of the more nice non-home goods Joanna Parkers on top. Getting towards the end of this room, though all of the rooms are kind of a work in process, we still have stuff to do to each of them. Obviously it's only been like 4 or 5 months. But I recently got these. You guys saw these last week on the trade show video. These wooden moons. Obsessed. So obsessed. Almost one of my favorite things in here, even though I just got them. I've got little assistant, little cute dapper pumpkin man, and we've got 2 of the Bath and Body haunted houses. As I told you guys while hunting, that's like a new tradition of Ryan and I's, is to get those every year, so we've done 2. And soon, we'll have 3.
Welcome, guests. This is your room. This is the guest bedroom. This room, I think, has definitely taken... I feel like I'm going to say that about all of them now. Like, this one's taken the biggest pivot. I think this definitely has, like, come together, and we really didn't honestly need to get a whole bunch of stuff for it. We just kind of, like, put it all together. So, the first thing is this bench. I am obsessed with this. I got this at the trade show. If you remember, it is this vintage, like, 70s, 80s... wooden bench. This guy was just selling them. He used to be a wholesaler as I talked to him, and he was just like, well, they've been sitting for 30 years and I'm finally trying to get rid of them. It was $50 and it was the best $50 I ever spent, because Google them. They are ridiculously expensive. So in terms of things that we have like had in here, the bed obviously I think is the biggest thing that is new. This is the bed that Jack and I had when we were at Debbie's house, and one of our kind friends came over to help us move the mattress and his tire popped in our driveway, which was a wonderful little ordeal. This pillow was here. These sheets we had in the original packaging. We bought them like right before we moved, and we finally had the opportunity to like put them up.
I showed them off on the first house tour. I had just picked them up because I had planned to put them on the bed, and we did.
Yeah. And then we have this wonderful new little duvet cover, which I don't really remember where this came from.
Goodwill. But it's Urban Outfitters.
It's adorable either way, and it's wonderful, and I love the florals. These were actually downstairs, but I brought them up here to just kind of like liven everything up a little bit. Like I said, I love fresh flowers, and so almost every single room that we go into will probably have some kind of fresh flower. We've had this mirror for a long time. This mirror, I think, is one of the oldest things in this entire room, which is really funny. This has been here since we moved in, and it's in the perfect spot, so like, why change it? We have the nice little nightstand with the cute little vase and some faux botanicals in it, and then this decor will probably change. It's just cute, and it works for right now, and like, we don't have anything to put there currently. It's fine, but I don't know if it's gonna live there permanently, and this is also not gonna be here permanently. I can guarantee you that. We're gonna replace this with something nice. But like, it's one of those situations of it's not broken. We don't really need to go buy something new right now.
As we said in the first tour, this room's vibe is supposed to be kind of like a bohemian vibe, and I think it has continued to just keep that, which is another thing that made the bench just fit so perfectly. Was, I mean, first off, we got that wildcat pillow that's always on the bed, but it just fits the boho vibe. Like, you could see Anthropologie selling this for like, I don't know, $4,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Quick, before we get to our master bedroom, we are going to cover our little upstairs bathroom. But before we go into the bathroom, I would like to talk about this thing right outside of the bathroom. And this is this gorgeous, very asymmetrical, wonky little mirror that we actually found at a Home Goods. We had found one, slept on it, which the usual, like, Jack, you shop at Home Goods 24/7. How do you not know that if you skip it, you're going to lose out on it? We did. So the one that we saw at our Home Goods sold, and we were kicking ourselves, but it was like a little pricey, so that's why we'd skipped it. Then at a different Home Goods about 2 months later, I found it again for the slightly pricier price once again, but I was like, we have to. It's just so gorgeous. It's so heavy. It is such a nice mirror. We had to put some heavy nails in for this one, but I think it's so cute. it really adds some fun and personality to this little like in-between room hallway that kind of has nothing going on. So I love it. Also, it's so nice to have a couple mirror options for when you get ready in the morning. Otherwise, in the actual bathroom itself, you guys didn't see it super well in the first tour. I will tell you that I replaced this faucet as well. Once again, in here, we kind of have that like black metal situation going on. I also have, I don't know if you've noticed throughout, but I've replaced every single light switch and outlet in here. Here's an example right here, if you'd like to see, but I've done the entire house. So they all are that like black matte color. Otherwise, we got a toilet, we got rugs, and we got a shower, just like every like bathroom on earth. Not much to say in here, but at some point we'll probably like, this would be like the reno bathroom, but like the dresser in the guest room, it ain't broke, it's working. We don't have the money right now to do a reno of anything, so we'll just keep it as is for now.
Hi. And welcome to the master bedroom. This is definitely a labor of love. So as we said, we finally painted. It looked so much better. If you remember from the first time, it was that god-awful like yellow color. She's gone, she's out of here, she is no more. It's this wonderful, very calming, nice gray. It's so nice in here. Like, it's just the most calming, just decompressing space after like a day at school or just like a day at Goodwill or whatever. We finally have a decent TV stand that isn't going to legitimately just implode on us. This came from Amazon and it was kind of a pain in the butt to put together, but it's a beautiful TV stand and it holds up this other massive TV that we have, which is wonderful. So it definitely does its job and it has a lot of storage in it, which is really nice. The closet, we really haven't done a whole lot to. We will do something to it at some point, but again, it's one of those situations of like, it's not broken, we don't really have the money to fix it right now, so like, it's not that big of a deal. If I were speaking on a budget that like is much bigger than mine, I would do like a nice, big, open custom closet. It'd be wonderful. The other corner, we finally have a wonderful, wonderful dresser and some more mums, because what did I say? Every room has fresh flowers. We have these two mirrors that one of them, I think this one, the bigger one, we've had for a while and it's just been in storage. We knew we wanted to use it somewhere. We just didn't really know like where or how. And this works perfectly. Jack found this other one and I think Joanne's last year or the year before. And this is just like the perfect little version that we've come up with to like have the big mirror here. I love this. I think it's really cute. I think it's really personal. And I like that they're like the same but like different. Like they're black, but they're not like the exact same black, and they're a little bit different. This chair also, I think you will remember from our apartment. My parents definitely used the crap out of this chair because it was in their basement when we were moving, and I said, you better give me that chair back, and they were going to fight me on it, which...
It's a losing battle for you,
Janet.
Janet.
That's a very big losing battle. Jack found this at Goodwill in West Des Moines 5 or 6 years ago now. It's been a minute, and it's like the nicest chair. It's so comfortable. The back is the perfect height. We definitely use it as like the chair, and we just dump laundry on it most of the time, but like it's still such a comfortable thing. And this wonderful light behind me.
Okay, Google, turn on the bedroom lights.
Beautiful. We have these in the corners in the family room, and then we have the corner one up here, and then we do have one laying flat that goes behind the TV on the TV stand. Mike, say hi.
Okay, Google, turn off the bedroom lights.
Magic. But this is nice. This is our wonderful space. We definitely are going to put some more stuff on the walls. Hi, baby. But that is for another day. We really just wanted to like knock out some of the big stuff first, like get the room painted, get some nice furniture in here. And then the other stuff is kind of like secondary. The dresser is from Amazon. I thought it was honestly going to be like that Amazon pressed wood that you can get sometimes. But I think, thankfully, with all the stuff that we've gotten in here, it's like actual... Like it's, I don't want to like make any of the dogs bark, but it's like nice wood. And it is this like wonderful mid-century modern kind of a design with these very like Dutch, like Swedish inspired handles. And I think it looks amazing with the doorknobs that Jack replaced throughout the entire house. Those lovely...
To match the outlets.
Yes, exactly. To match the outlets and the light switches. And it looks amazing. Some of the other wonderful things is, I don't know if we had the nightstands. I think we probably might have. The bed is still the exact same. The Nectar Hybrid mattress we ordered is performing wonderfully. We love it so much. Jack has this beautiful stained glass lamp that he has found for his little nightstand. I am still on the hunt for the perfect lamp. I don't know which one that I need, and that's okay because we can still look. And I think one of the things that we wanted to do with this room is just kind of like chill a little bit and get some of the stuff that's easier to style around. Oh, that'd be perfect here. Like we don't need to worry about it. We can just like, that's it. Then you will also notice as we face the window The curtain rod is the exact same as the one downstairs. It's this wonderful little like sunburst golden rod. Curtain rod. We got them at Target. They were like $30, which really wasn't that bad. We probably will get a blind to go back there at some point, but like again, those aren't in the budget, and like curtains are fine. And the other really fun new little addition that we have not talked about is this little one. Will wasn't here when we did the first house tour, and now he absolutely is.
And I don't even know if you people that only watch this channel have even met Will yet. We've showed him on our main first channel, but he has not been on this channel yet. Mike's birthday vlog went up on Mike's birthday week, and we got Will a week later.
We got him the first weekend, or the first Tuesday in May.
His birthday is 2/2/2/3.
Yeah, so he's 12 weeks old, and he's been having a great time. Him and Mike are getting acquainted with each other still, and he is getting acquainted with our house.
Yes. So we will pass it back to ourselves for a little outro, but thank you guys for walking along with us. Today. I hope that you guys enjoyed our second house tour.
Wonderful little abode.
Yes, we didn't really get to the backyard or front yard or anything because we are still work in progress with those. I mean, summer has kind of just started. It's been around for like a month, but we've done a lot of progress out in the back, definitely too. And I am possibly going to be putting up a plant garden tour next week on this channel, so next Friday. When I do that, you'll probably see some of the backyard at least, maybe not as much in the front, but we do have some furniture out there. We got some stuff going on out there.
We have a wonderful little backyard oasis.
Yes. We just added a projector and a screen for that projector literally last night when we're filming this.
Wonderful. We just sat out there and watched Portlandia.
Yes.
It was so nice.
So if you're interested in seeing that, that'll be next week. But I hope you guys enjoyed the tour, and I hope you can see the progress that we've made. I think it's pretty obvious if you saw the first house tour. But otherwise, it's already been a long video, so we will let you go now. But thank you for joining us on our tour, and I will see you guys, for sure me, next Friday on this channel. But if you're from the main channel, of course, we'll see you tomorrow for What's Sold Saturday. Goodbye.